What is going on, EDC people, and what's our journey today? Well, I've been away for quite a while from the YouTube scene, unfortunately. Complications, situations in real life, whatever. No excuses here. I'm glad to have some time to make a video and get back into the scene here. And today I want to talk about a knife that I have via the Apex Pass Around group and the Civivi Nox, N-O-X. At least that's how I pronounce it. I'm not sure that that's how it's actually pronounced, but anyways, this is EDC Journeys channel. If you like my content, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, help me grow as a channel so I can reach a wider audience. This particular Civivi comes in with a blade length of 3 inches, 2 3/4 which is cutting, because there is a forward choil for sharpening and fingers. It's a 3 3/4 inch handle made of stainless steel. The blade, by the way, is Nitro V, which is super stainless, and I will talk more about the Nitro V in a little while. See the Nitro V stamp right there if my camera will focus. Regardless, it is a frame lock. Steel frame, or steel handle rather. Oops, almost just cut. Got some jimping on the top. It's a drop point, but nearly a straight back. It has beautiful swedge work. It really does have a kind of at least a kind of Pro-Tech-esque kind of shape, but that's just my own personal saying. I could be dead wrong on that, but that's just how I look at it or see it. Let's see the stock on the blade. Oops, sorry, mosquitoes outside big time right now. The blade stock is 0.11 inches, which is... How bad are the bugs where you guys live? 2.98, probably 3, if I measure in the perfect spot, millimeters blade stock thickness. Yeah, bugs here in Vermont are getting to the point where, first of all, it's cooling down big time, and especially at night, and the bugs, like mosquitoes, are just crazy right now, and I hate them, especially when I film outside and I have them this time of day, towards the evening when the sun goes down. They get really bad. Let's take a look at a weight. In grams, 87.47, 3.085 ounces. Pardon me if you hear me like blow away a mosquito. Flipper, obviously, ambidextrous as far as the pocket clip, deep carry pocket clip, flat screws, very nice. You can see it's an external relief on the lock bar. You have 2 standoffs. I do like that the blade, the stop pin, how do I word this? The tang, I guess, kind of wraps around the stop pin a little bit, so it gives it just that little bit of extra surface. What's the word I'm looking for? Surface touching, and meaning that it's just that much more secure. I have found, as I've played with this, because I've had it for a little while now. By a little while now, I mean, I think 2 weeks. I've been flipping it like non-stop. It's not going so smoothly under the camera, but I've found that this particular one could use a touch of Loctite. Nothing, no big deal. I have some, and I will do that when I do some maintenance to this next time. But if you get one, I'm not sure if they have addressed it or not, but if you fidget with it quite a bit, just double check that you don't have any side-to-side play, because that pivot screw does have a tendency to work its way out, at least again on this model, and that's totally fixable, again with some blue Loctite. couple things that I've really grown to like about this knife. TPK's logo. Still love this takedown mat from Lancelot Leather that I won from TPK. Despite the fact that it's her logo and not mine, I still love the mat, so I call her out every time I use it, or I try to anyways if I remember. Here's a couple comparisons while we're talking. I've really grown to appreciate this knife a little bit more than I thought. Let me compare it to, I wish I brought out the Elementum. The Elementum in my eyes is kind of like it's kind of like the textbook EDC knife, right? It's a good knife, it's a fair price, it will do no harm as far as you could suggest it to anyone. It's a good suggestion, and 90% of the time people are going to like the knife in general. Whether they love it or not is another story, but in general, because it's so neutral in all aspects, and it's a very generic blade shape and good, well made. Anyways, this knife, the Civivi Nox, first of all, take a look at the lock bar, the access to the lock bar. You have good access to it. It's just a little bit, stands out just a little taller, or a little prouder, as you can see, of this side, so you can access it a little easier. Also, you see that they actually textured the inside of the lock bar, giving your thumb just that much more grip on it, and it makes it so much more easy to retract the blade, to close it. I really like that. It's almost a non-stop, never fail flip. I'm sure I could purposely fail it if I just, obviously like that. But if you just flick it, it's gonna go out. It's a well-made knife. And besides that, it's very basic. It's very thin. One thing, speaking of thin, I forgot to check, is the handle stock. 0.35 inches. 9.06 millimeters. That is thin. Your average EDC is just around 0.5. For example, a PM2 in millimeters is 11.3 millimeters, which is 0.44, say 0.45 inches thick, so just about half an inch, as I was saying. Here's the CRKT Piet, a cool little knife that I'll show off more in another video. Very basic knife. I think I got it at Home Depot for 20 bucks or something, but I will talk about it. This particular one, again, in inches, 0.45, so pretty much the same as the PM2, I'm sorry, which is, my point is, much larger or wider than 0.35. So the Civivi Nox comes in nice and thin. I've really grown to like this knife. It conforms to my size hand anyways. Okay, I like that I can get all 4 fingers on it, with or without the forward choil. I like the forward choil for sharpening reasons, and for forward choil reasons, so that I can get up there and really do some precise cuts. These mosquitoes are attacking me right now. Okay. Bottom line, it's thinner than an average everyday carry in my estimation. This is not working as well as I expected. Take a look at this view. This one won't stand up, but those two will. Unlike this Para 2, I keep saying Para instead of PM and PM instead of Para. This PM2 is Maximate, which is not a completely stainless steel. Nitro V is a completely stainless steel. And now let's talk a little bit more about Nitro V. It's very comparable to 14C28N, which is very highly regarded as an ultimate, or not ultimate, but a very, very good budget knife steel. All things considered, Nitro V is very close to that as a basic comparison. at this point I'm going to do a little cutaway and put the description of Nitro V from Knife Steel Nerd's website on the screen so that you can read about it, because I found it quite interesting. One thing I always appreciate about Civivi, especially in their models, nowadays especially anyways, the pivot cover. The C is subdued, but it's pretty cool. I showed this knife to my mom, actually, because I kind of thought that she might like it just based on how sleek it is and how cool it is. And she did, by the way. And she saw that C, and she said, "Hey, is that a Civivi?" And she only knows that because I talk about knives all the time. But the fact that she knew that and was even able to say that name is a testament to Civivi's ability to draw, what am I trying to say, to brand that C. I think that I can appreciate that it's effective for them in a subdued way that is cool looking. It's not just a screw or a flat cover, but it's not some kind of crazy either proprietary screw or pivot cover that's all out of craziness. And in other words, if you, by looking at it, you couldn't necessarily even see the C unless you look close for it, and then if you see the C, you don't even necessarily know what that means. So unless you're a knife enthusiast. Well, again, apparently maybe not, because unless you're the mother of a knife enthusiast or a knife enthusiast. Let's take a close look at the knife at this point. I'm going to call this kind of quick first impressions of this knife, and I'll have a little bit more of a review of it in a short time. Those are some stats and my first thoughts on it. I really like the swedging on this blade. I like the jimping. I like the choil. I mean, I really do like this knife a lot. I'm not just saying that. I think for the price, it's on bearings. You can see the not phosphor bronze, I'm sorry. You can see the ball bearings on both sides there. And this is dirty, it needs to be cleaned. But, very nice tapering, very nice grind. Chamfered very well if you look closely. No sharp corners. Lockup on this particular one is nice. The detent ball is in a perfect location to be able to drop, and I'm under a camera right now, keep that in mind, and to flick perfectly. Again, it's a frame lock from Civivi, which is, I believe, their first frame lock, and I think that all things considered, they nailed it again. If you're going to have a knife that's got ambidextrous pocket clip ability, I prefer it not to be inset because I don't like the inset look on this side. That having been said, if it's going to be that way, if I have to have a knife that has a lefty-friendly pocket clip, because of course as a righty I would rather just have it be like that. I would prefer it to be just like this. I don't want it to be recessed with those holes. I don't want it to have a silver cover. I guess I just would rather it be like that than anything. One thing I will say is the lanyard hole. It could be another thing to be gone. It could be a hidden one. That's the only other thing I would like about it. If I could get rid of those holes on that handle, I think that it would just pull it together a little bit as a really nice knife. It already is really nice, but a very nice monochrome knife. And I'm not the most. Sorry about that. I'm not the most monochrome person. I like knives of color, but knives of color, when I look at things like the Spidey Chef, it's one color, or my Tucson, whatever it is. It's got a lot of titanium frame locks are one color essentially, just like this. That having been said, this is one that I actually like having in this monotone look. What else can I tell you? It's is it a heavy duty knife? No, it's not a Spyderco Shaman. It's not a Hinderer, but it's definitely a nice slicer, a nice hollow grind. It's got a nice piercing point. and it's a great price, which I will show on the screen because I can't remember it exactly. It's got great chamfering, rounding, deep carry, basic, essential basic at this point. Civivi deep carry pocket clip, but you can't ask for much more. It is as deep as it gets. That's what she said. Hit thumbs up, guys, if you like my videos. Consider subscribing. I'm back. This is just my first video coming back, so bear with me. Hey, Pete at Jersey Knife Guy, I got your sticker. Thank you very much. I love it. Really good job on that. Who made it for you, by the way? And I just want to say thanks to Patty at Patty's Potato Peelers. Not only do I have a ton of energy because I'm hyped up off your Irish tea, we spoke over your live stream this morning, and it kind of motivated me to put this out. Also, my ex-wife told me to stop spending so much time making videos, which she didn't realize that I've been kind of on a hiatus. So that kind of motivated me to make a video. Those of you who are divorced will get it. Have a great day, everyone. I'm just joking. Because I've been away so long, I thought I'd give you a little sneak peek of the next couple knives from the Apex Pass Around group that I'm going to be looking at, or providing a video of, I suppose, in the next couple of days. And these are the Tuya NV1, or no, I'm sorry, the Tuya NV2 and 3, respectively, from the top. The Tuya NV2. And 3. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to my channel, EDC Journeys. If you take 2 seconds and hit thumbs up, it helps me very much. If you like the video, consider subscribing. Have a great day.